Damn, we just watched the Omniman Combat Cast and we also got to see Tremor in it. And what is up with these two? Omniman had already like blown our hats off, has ridiculous movement buttons, like mix-ups, weird projectile everything. He's an Injustice character with ridiculousness. And so we were already like, tensions were heightened. And then we saw Tremor. And oh my god, just sealed the deal that, I don't know, it's feeling pay to win. It's feeling pay to win with these first DLC releases. Tremor looks ridiculous. So it is confirmed, yes, Tremor has access to all 3 of his variations during the match. And you can cycle them as an ambush. So you don't have to go into any kind of animation or anything slow to switch between them. And you also don't have to cycle through like one along the other. So you don't have to wait a while before you get to Crystalline. You can cycle in any order. So I can just go from Aftershock back to Crystalline or into Metallic. You can access anything from any time. Which means that he has, what, a total of 9 cameo moves? Or maybe 6 if he only has 2 for each.
To the next one, which is Metallic.
Yeah.
Now he has
about 9 or 7 or 8. He has a bunch of cameo moves. And they're all really powerful and they're all summons. But they can all be ambushes if he goes for the switch before it. So we kind of see that later on. I guess we can come back to this. But anytime he does this like flex to come out and switch in between the motions. So as you can see, he comes out, that's an ambush. And then if he just presses the button for any of his cameo things while he does that flex, he spends all of his cameo meter but then does anything as an ambush.
So let's say I wanted to do the bowling ball.
So he does the flex, and then he can do that projectile toss as an ambush. Which is interesting to me, and I'm not sure how strong it actually is going to be, because that means, like, what are the attacks you want to go and do as an ambush? We'll go through all of his moves, but the Crystalline Armour, I think that's fine enough to do it as a summon. It's probably the up and straight magmas are the things you want to do as an ambush, but spending a whole cameo bar just for a combo extension seems kind of rich, kind of expensive. So I'm interested to see where that will actually be useful. Maybe for the projectile toss, just to win a projectile war, but I'm not sure. So let's just quickly go over all of his cameo moves, but just in principle, what this guy has is pretty powerful that he has so many options compared to everyone else. Regular version, we start in Aftershock. He's just got these pretty simple punches. So this straight rock punch, we don't get to see any of them on block. We have to wait till, I think, Tremor comes out on the 20th or something. So we have to wait a while. But I imagine this will probably be an invincible cameo wake up and cameo reversal. And maybe it'll be kind of safe, like Sub-Zero's with a bunch of pushback. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it does much if it doesn't have those properties. Up punch, simple cameo launcher.
And then last,
I wonder if it'll scale combos much. It doesn't do much damage, so maybe it doesn't scale and it leads to good damage. I'm not sure about that.
he comes in, he does
And then we've got this low ground pound, which kind of reaches similar distance to Omniman's clap that we just saw before.
For example, maybe you have a mid-screen overhead.
Also, Omniman's mid-screen overhead, so now you just have this mid-screen low. That also doesn't do tons of damage though, but maybe it recovers really quickly. We can't really tell though. Nah, it seems like it recovers normally. So Aftershock seems like it has pretty simple moves that aren't inherently overpowered. Unless maybe used as ambushes, they could be pretty awesome. But then that is specific use case and specifically expensive. But they're all useful and cool. You've got a launcher, you've got a low that's maybe safe and likely a reversal. So now we're in Metallic, and we've got these lava blasts. You've got the straight one, you've got the up one. The up one seems like it could be good in juggle combos, because the opponent kind of gets in that weird, like, Kano knife juggle state.
He has this bowling ball, which is
and he's also got this bowling ball.
it becomes an overhead.
Okay.
And it can become a full screen overhead. It doesn't look like it'll hit the opponent close though, so it has to be full screen or to catch an opponent jumping, which is pretty cool. It's giving Cetrion from MK11.
Oh, awesome.
Again,
so
straight
then,
out of MKX. It's so
So
right, and so
would add a lot of good zoning if you're playing someone like Rain or something. If you put up the bubble, then you have these low or overhead projectiles.
awesome.
Gives the opponent something to look out for instead of just always blocking low.
steps you can go that way.
Right.
And maybe you have like really great anti-air.
And yeah, having that actually as an anti-air is probably pretty cool as well.
You have like
And
really great.
not only leading to cool combos.
Right?
Can't agree more.
And then we switch to Crystalline.
In Crystalline, he has.
And we've got
He has Crystalline Burst, which will
The Crystalline Burst.
And then
Just the projectile reflect is pretty fine. I'm okay with that one. I wonder if it recovers quickly, because if it doesn't recover quickly, that actually honestly seems like kind of an underpowered Kameo move. Because Motaro has a similar thing, but it lasts for a while. Meanwhile, Crystalline just kind of has to time it correctly. It also seems kind of slow, so you can't really do it on reaction. I'm not really sure how useful this is going to be. Maybe you can hold it down and spend the whole Kameo bar. I'm not sure. But why would you ever do that when you have this? No. Man, I don't even know what to say about this. Everyone has already said what they want to say about it. You can search up Tremor on Twitter, and you've already seen people complaining about this and clipping this so many times. Look at this. It makes Liu Kang's forward 4 string punishable just by default because of that weird, like, half hit armor that it gives. It gives you, like, a bunch of hits of armor. I think it just is infinite hits of armor until it wears off, which seems ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't know what to say about this, man. It's awesome. It's crazy. It gives you all this hit armor. People already hated how Havoc had armor, and this isn't proper Havoc armor, but it's a lot of hit armor, and it stays for a decent amount of time.
So once he has crystalline armor, it's doomed.
It's just ridiculous, mate. They actually gave it to him.
Too slow.
So that means, I don't know, it's like Sub-Zero ice armor, but it works against physical attacks as well. So you could use it against zoning, except you do actually take damage from the projectiles, which isn't useful. But that means if you just want to go in and go for unsafe shit, you can, and you're not really going to get punished.
Once you do the summon, like I said, it'll go.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So that means players like, oh my god, I can already see the smokes and the scorpions doing some wild ass crap with this. I don't know, mate. And it only costs you half a bar of Kameo meter, and it doesn't have a slow recharge rate either. It's just normal. It's just a move. Oh god, I'm scared. I'm scared for this. I think, I don't even know, what are you meant to do when someone puts this up? Do you just run away? Just jump away or try and do dash in for a grab or something? I don't know, mate. I don't even know if it's grabbable.
But yes, you have to.
But then they also show how it's ambush cyclable. You either just press neutral Kameo or down Kameo to switch forwards or backwards across the circle of cameos. So it goes from Aftershock, Metallic to Crystalline. But if you are in Aftershock, you can just go straight into Crystalline if you press down Kameo. So, I mean, there is an interesting kind of potential for kind of like high knowledge, high execution play with Tremor, because if you want to do these like high level ambush combos with him, you're gonna have to be very knowledgeable of which cycle you have to do to go into the right version of the Kameo that you want. You also have to not be in the variation that you want when you go into a combo, and cycle into it and use it as a summon. And some of them has an ambush and then do the move. It just seems like there'll be a lot of execution and a lot of knowledge required to do his fancy stuff. But then there's also the potential just to do like crystal armor and just abuse that all day. So he seems very, very facilitative to YOLO level 1 Combat League players, and then also the try-hard combo artists that post Twitter combos, which is really cool. I'm interested to see where he ends up placing in terms of like general strength, and also if people complain. I mean, people are obviously going to complain about him. He's got crystalline armor, but I think, I don't know. I can't believe they added crystalline armor after the balance patch. Like, if crystalline armor was in there at the beginning of the game and then they balanced it, sure, but it just is here at the beginning. Like, what? It doesn't really make sense to me. I envision it being balanced sometime in the future, or there must be some weakness. There's no weakness. Come on, how can there be a weakness to having that ridiculous armor against everything? Unless it makes it so you could, like, can't jump or something. But let's just quickly watch this gameplay and see how Tremor gets used here. I don't think we get to see any crazy Tremor stuff. I think all we really see him used for is some metallic, like, lava blasts and some, like, up rock punch launchers. We don't see him here. Let's just skip, because we can see his Kameo meter. So, okay, here we go. Omniman brings him out as an ambush to cycle through to metallic. and then starts using these magma blasts, which do seem pretty useful in neutral, honestly. You've got the anti-air one and the straight one, seems very active with good range. So it's kind of like a, you know, your mid-range footsie control tool. We've cycled into Crystalline, but Omniman doesn't really choose to do anything with it. Wait, and actually, something I wanted to pay attention to. When you cycle, does that take a Kameo meter? No, he can just do that at any time.
Big rock.
Which probably means he can also be used like Shujinko in projectile walls to absorb projectiles, and you're actually just switching which version
Really
that he's in.
Get a lot from it.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Scorpion in his spirit.
And yeah, unfortunately, Omniman doesn't seem too keen on actually using any Tremor. Omniman's powerful enough, but here we get a Tremor combo here.
Nice
Oh, yeah, this is gonna hurt pretty bad.
Take him up to the air. I think it's really fun how slowly you put your face on the
I think
ground.
that's about then all we see. He doesn't come out again for the rest of the match. Oh no, he does something here.
God.
That's awesome.
Switch back to Metallic. And yeah, did the blast, and that's all. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think there's any point dooming about Tremor yet. We have 10 days to live in peace, and when he comes out, you just have to accept it. You have to accept that every Kombat League match is going to be instantly switch to Crystalline, use Crystal Armour whenever they can,
Scorpion
and
making it past the
that's honestly about it. The other moves he seems like can be interesting, but when you have the option of using Crystalline Armour with other powerful ass characters like Tremor or Johnny, I don't think people are going to be prioritizing doing these juicy like Twitter combos with his ambush switches or whatever. So I'll enjoy watching the combo videos. I will not enjoy playing online in 10 days, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. Bye bye.